to introduce yourself?
I want to introduce myself. Yes, I am Goose the Grey, and I will be play-by-play casting for this. I could not hear you say anything, so I was kind of confused.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must not be very good at introductions then. But no, yeah, this is Goose the Grey. I am Disciple. We're gonna bring you some challenger level play. I'm excited. We have some pretty big names in here. Killicast we've seen quite a bit. Aerodactyl as well, and then bigfatlp. Of course, everyone knows him. He has been on the scene for such a long time, playing for CLG. Or yeah, he was on CLG.
And watch him go with a Poppy right for this game. I'm loving this. We have a
Uh,
Poppy jungle on Big Fat LP.
Even a lollipoppy at that. The best skin in the entire game.
Good God, leave it to Big Fat LP to bring out Devil number 2 in this game.
Yeah, I mean it's almost as good as Teemo, probably a little bit more viable in the jungle. And then of
Haven't
course
seen
I'm spectating off of Bobkin XD, who is a friend of the stream, a really awesome player, and he is a good mid laner. It'll be interesting seeing him up against another really solid mid laner, Killicast here, especially since LeBlanc is one of Bobkin's mains.
So it should be a pretty interesting matchup. We've seen LeBlanc against Gragas in the LCS a couple times, and it's always been one to watch, one to pay attention to.
Yeah, LeBlanc has so many tools to be able to get away from that explosive Cascan from the abilities, but if she can't quite get away from that, Gragas has so much front-loaded damage there.
Indeed. So we do see both of the junglers just starting off of on the bottom half of the map. Poppy and Shyvana both getting their bottom half buffs, meaning they could meet up in the top lane for an early 2v2. And the top lane is also going to be quite interesting. Zed versus Kale, also quite the matchup that we generally see in the mid lane.
Yeah, we have seen it there a lot, and I wonder if they maybe even picked Kale for the matchup thinking it would go mid. But Kale is a pretty typical Zed counter. I would suspect that have been picked second just because, oh, in the bot lane, a nice grab.
A nice rocket grab already landing onto Caitlyn. There's a flash out of Twitch, the counter flash from Caitlyn, and there was also the flash from Blitzcrank trying to get the damage down, but the barrier was on and the ignite is going to be enough. First blood goes over to Blitzcrank. Now they're trying to get onto Thresh as well. He's doing so much damage. One more hit will finish off Blitzcrank. Will he be able to get it? No! There was actually the health regen, and then the flash flay does pick up the kill. Twitch didn't hit that poisonous cask, actually. He did. He pulls the barrier. Now, that late does still get hit by the death sentence, but does manage to finish up the kill as well. So double kill for the blue team in the bottom lane. One going over to Twitch, one to Blitzcrank.
Yeah, that was a really solid play here from the Axis. A strong grab from Blitzcrank, then following it up. Of course, they gave up a kill to X Shepard, but it was Blitzcrank, and he'll come right back, none the wiser. And I really suspect Twitch to get a pretty good advantage in this lane. He has nice range, and that's really going to at least help him not be abused by Caitlyn so much. And if they land another grab, then I expect to see maybe a few more kills happening. Oh.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we do have Zed going in the flash, and the ignite is still taking. That's going to be another kill over to them. LeBlanc, meanwhile, in the mid lane, doing a nice amount of damage. Isn't quite going to finish off that kill yet, but already it's 3-1 now, with the gold advantage already showing up there for the blue team.
Yeah, the Axis are definitely getting, a nice amount of gold in their pockets. Still not going to be too much, but I mean, it'll set those top and bottom lanes just a little bit ahead. I am interested to see how exactly Shyvana will react to this. Grigney, oh wow, Bobkin XC taking quite a bit of damage there in the mid. In this mid lane, what'll happen about level 6?
We'll see probably both of these champions try to kill the other one, and if Bobkin stays this low, LeBlanc will really just have the chance to assassinate him out of nowhere, burst that last little bit, and you just asked, oh, nice rocket grab in the bottom lane, the knockup is there as well, and so much damage already down onto Caitlyn. She's down below half HP. Shyvana is coming around, but what I just wanted to say, Shyvana, pre-level 6, her ganks are pretty weak, and you just asked, what is she going to do about this? Well, for now, really all she can do is keep farming and, try to get to level 6 to finally have an influence on this game.
Yeah, Grigney's been doing a decent job farming so far, but hasn't really been able to affect the lanes. Oh, another grab line down bot, but no follow-up.
This time around, the other side, the death sentence onto Blitzcrank, and he's now very low. Nice Blitzcrank hook, though, onto Caitlyn, and there's the knockup. Is it going to be enough? The flay was there as well, but Blitzcrank has to back off. Already so low again, and this time around, I'd almost say that trade went in favor of the red team.
Yeah, that death sentence really did well to start that off, and even though Luke landed a really nice grab, Chun has quite a bit of damage with the Peacemaker, and that's definitely something they have to be worried about. At least the damage was on Luke and not on Elia, so he'll be able to just stay in this lane, farming it up. He has some nice sustain from the double Dorans, and he's going to try and get up those items as soon as he can. But look at this farm. That's definitely surprising to me, that Ryan Chun is up 14 CS, an entire 2 waves.
Which is just I mean, credit to him, because right now, Blitzcrank and Twitch were so focused on trying to fight again with the advantage they had gained that they were so focused on, trying to create a positional advantage that they left farming a little bit off to the side. Caitlyn, meanwhile, just focused on that and stayed safe. Caitlyn, of course, with that range, able to do so. And each time, she just barely got grabbed and then managed to escape with a 90 caliber net each and every time. The death sentence lands onto Twitch. So much damage coming down. The trap was there as well. Didn't quite catch onto him, but Twitch is really low here. Nice Blitzcrank hook underneath the tower, but the minions are still tanking it. Here comes Caitlyn with a nice shot onto Twitch. Twitch is solo. Shyvana coming in for the kill. Flashes does pick it up. Now, can they also get onto Blitzcrank? No, they cannot. Caitlyn is backing off from that one, but another kill over to allies now.
That's one way to solve the Dragon's Descent issue, is just before level 6, hey, you might as well just flash in. That was a good pickup there. A solid grab under the turret from Luke, but just not the health bars to really follow it up in a full engage. And so that will be Chun actually getting quite ahead down here. And if you look at the gold, even though he was a kill behind, he was still almost up in gold. And now Tim Stereo looks like he might be in a rough spot up top.
Nice Blitzcrank hook at the bottom lane still, but as you mentioned, top lane is in trouble. Kayle just there had gotten engaged on by Zed. He did use his death mark on her. She was not level 6 yet, so she took a bunch of damage. And now with Poppy around as well, this does look like the blue team will get a lot of damage done. Gragas is on his way here. He does have his explosive cast. There it goes. Nice shadow and the flash out of Poppy to get themselves to safety and get knocked back rather than into Kayle and Shyvana.
Yeah, they did press up a little bit too far, so it did cost the flash from bigfatlp there, which isn't something you wanted to get. Killicast, meanwhile, just went back, so it did allow for a decent roam out of Bobkin. They didn't find a kill, but maybe with bigfatlp's flash down, it will mean a little bit less fighting potential in the future. He hasn't ganked anything quite yet, except for his roam up to the top lane, and he's falling quite behind in farm, so once it gets up to level 6 here, I really feel like Grigny's going to be a much larger player in any sort of team fight.
Currently, it does indeed look like it. We'll have to see how well Poppy can utilize her ultimate towards the late game, because of course it makes her an exceptional tank. But so much aggression down in mid. The Ignite is ticking away on Gragas as well, but he is going to be able to stay under the tower. Oh, LeBlanc actually goes in with that distortion. And now back, but the tower hit does finish her off. At least she didn't give up the assist over to Shyvana as well.
That passive confused me so hard. I couldn't tell exactly where LeBlanc was, but ended up digging up to the tower. At least Shyvana did not get the assist out of that one, so it was nice to at least deny 150 gold there if she couldn't actually save himself.
And I don't mind that much for LeBlanc, because, getting kills on LeBlanc will allow you to get your Deathfire Grasp earlier on in the game. And that's really the big item you're counting on to then snowball yourself ahead through the remainder of the game and pop squishier targets like that Twitch. But the flash rocket grab out of Blitzcrank. Nice counter flash from Chun. Those reaction times right there, saving his life.
Yeah, and meanwhile, we saw a steal in the jungle from Grigny, which is something I would expect him to have done earlier, since Shyvana is such a stronger early jungler than Poppy. But that will be a red buff going down there. A lot taken away from bigfatlp there. Oh, the Death Sentence lands.
Death Sentence landing onto Twitch. The Ignite is down as well, but Caitlyn, after the knockup, wasn't able to finalize that kill. The bullet not quite threading through past Blitzcrank. It's going to hit him. But once again, the red team now with a nice advantage here. They've got Twitch solo that he can fight, and Shyvana is around. This could be a dragon over to the red team. They're pinging it anyway. Nice rocket grab underneath the tower, and that might be Caitlyn going down. She takes another tower hit. Blitzcrank's following it up. Yes, he does pick up the kill. Nicely done there, but the red team is on dragon.
Right, I had a little bit of trouble with my key bindings there, but that was a solid grab. They didn't see X Shepard moving up here, though, so the global gold will come over here to the allies, and with that, they will even the gold up almost 13,000 to both of them. So it's really close in gold. We have to look, though, if we see any more fighting, which team has the better level 6, and I feel like without a lot of items there on the axis, then the allies are going to have such a strong fight. They have a Gragas for the explosive cast, there's Shyvana's Dragon's Descent to jump into there, and then Caitlyn, who already has the BF sword.
And then Kale's intervention to save Caitlyn as well. So as you said, the advantage in a level 6 full-on 5v5 team fight probably going over to the allies team. Now we did just see Gragas using his explosive cask in the mid lane, not quite hitting anything. LeBlanc with a distortion once again kept herself safe, and we do have Kayle maybe getting ganked up here in the top lane. She goes in onto Zed. Here's the death mark. She does flash away. The Poppy ultimate is out there as well, but it does look like Kayle is just going to be able to stay safe underneath her tower, and Shyvana's coming in as reinforcements there.
And yeah, Gurney might want to fight this out. He is standing on top of a ward, so he has to be really careful. And they'll actually ping off of that one. Big Fat
Ooh,
LP.
Gragas. So close, just barely managing to survive in that mid lane, but Kayle is out of mana and she still tries to fight Zed. Is this a good idea? She chases much more. Poppy and Zed could turn around on her. She thinks she's safe because she has Shyvana on the backside, but here comes Poppy now around the corner. She's going to see Shyvana first. Shyvana is now in vision. There's Poppy trying to get onto Kayle. There's a kill. Zed picks that one up. Meanwhile, in bot lane, Shun also getting taken out by Blitzcrank and Twitch. Now Poppy is in a lot of trouble, is going to get taken out. Can Zed survive that though? He's trying to get away. Pretty low though, and Shyvana's not able to chase too low on HP herself. Is Zed going to be able to turn it around? He does go back in with a shadow. There are the shurikens landing, but he's not going to be able to go underneath the tower, so Shyvana going to survive for the time being anyway.
Not quite.
When the next shadow comes up.
Gurney did well in there, but any auto attack from Aerodactyl could take him down. He has to be really careful. He's playing rather far forward.
Playing with fire right there, but is going to be safe, backing off into his jungle. Aerodactyl could try to find him, but he does just place down the ward, wants to be safe himself while he keeps pushing out the wave again. But he can't overstay his welcome. He has currently got a 32 CS lead, but if Kayle comes back around here now with that speed boost onto Shyvana, he could be in trouble. That burnout closing in on him very quickly. She does land the flame breath, and is she now going to be able to do a lot of damage? She does slow him down. That red buff is on, and Kayle is almost in range. One more hit would have done the job, but it does look like Zed will be able to stay safe under the tower, 38 HP, surviving the aggression.
Yeah, that was a close one, but Shyvana just has so many issues keeping up with someone, especially with just the level 1 boots. And the burnout is nice, but it's not quite enough. Now Bobkin XD in trouble.
Bobkin XD taking so much damage once again. He just keeps getting out-harassed by LeBlanc, and LeBlanc is chasing under the tower. The next sigil lands, but that's going to be it for the time being. Bobkin has to get some help from Shyvana because he's just forced under his tower all the time. And generally, he should be able to farm almost equally, but right now they're dead on even.
Yeah, I mean, usually I would expect Gragas to do a little bit better than LeBlanc, just since LeBlanc doesn't necessarily have the proper farming mechanics except using that distortion, which you don't always want to do. Use burning your escape, but I mean, with the LeBlanc equal in farm, I feel like she's going to hit a power spike pretty soon as she picks up the Deathfire Grasp, and that could be a scary point.
So
the bot lane, Luke goes low.
Luke goes very low, and there, oh, he actually goes down, and the second kill comes in as well. Twitch trading that one back, and now Caitlyn trying to still take out Twitch, but Shyvana's around the corner. Is Twitch going to be able to get out of it? No, not quite. There's the Dragon's Descent also coming out, but he's stealthed, and that barrier saved him long enough. It does look like he's going to be able to escape. Nice play there, getting all the way away, and Caitlyn not quite able to get close enough for that ace in the hole to proc onto him. No vision, and Shyvana still trying to come around. Is she going to be able to? Does have her flash up, so there it is, and she is going to go in, does take the kill. Now Bobkin XD in mid lane in a lot of trouble. Poppy and LeBlanc finding him, and just takes a chug out of the barrel, already resigned to his fate. Poppy picking that one up. Big Fat LP finally with a kill on the board for himself.
Yeah, that'll be really nice to help him get up to those items. He is going for the Spirit of the Elder Lizard first, so he will go for a bit of an aggressive build. Killicast as well is getting rather close to that Deathfire Grasp, and that's going to be a solid point. While we were talking, that was the first turret of the game going down there for the allies. The gold is still almost dead on. Just a cloth armor separates the two teams, essentially.
Yeah, but the top tower has already taken a lot of damage, so now that Kayle is almost being forced back again, she's really low, and the death mark is up on Zed. Nice damage traded back, and with that tower hit, Zed is actually going really low. One more E hit from Kayle would do the job. She puts on the intervention, expecting Zed to actually turn around on her. So that's an ultimate wasted right there. Is she going to be able to finalize that kill? But Thresh, meanwhile, in the mid lane, trying to get onto LeBlanc. The ace in the hole came out as well, but it's not quite enough. Now Zed in the top lane, going in on to Kayle, is going to be able to finalize that kill with a death mark, but is the ignite enough to take him out in return? Does not look like it. He's going to be able to back off safely, maybe even take down the tower. Now Blitzcrank misses the hook in the mid lane. So much aggression across all of these lanes.
Yeah, definitely, but it looks like the allies are going to push in pretty aggressively. Big Fat LP doing his best to save it. Oh, the silence goes down.
And there comes LeBlanc around the side. It has to get back out, though. It's really, really low. The ignite goes on to her from Gragas. That's going to be the kill soon. So it's a one-for-one exchange right now. The death sentence landed onto Poppy. She's going pretty low. Is going to get taken out as well. Nice rocket grab underneath the tower, but it's Shyvana, the tankiest member. And she's just going to turn it around, pick up Blitzcrank as well. And at this point, it's a 3-for-1 exchange. They still want more. They're going on to Twitch. Are going to pick that up as well. A double kill onto Shyvana, and she's going to survive. Now Zed coming in on the backside. He wants to at least equalize this somewhat. Else the tower is just going down without any kind of contestation. The death sentence lands. Thresh going to tank this up. Happily, the ignite is taking away on him. He is maybe going to get taken out. Yes, he is. But that's still overall a very nice trade for the red team. They're also getting the tower.
My God, Shyvana tanked up so many turret hits. Grigney, just the star of that play, diving in and staying there. They took out so many kills. I was so surprised at the kill up onto Leia, but then following up onto Aerodactyl, they did lose X Shepard in the end. But it was well worth it to get the turret and all those kills. They're now 1,500 in the lead, and that's going to be a solid bit of change into their pockets that'll help them take this dragon if they if they are even contested, which it looks like they might be, as Killicast does start to come around the side.
This time it does look like blue team wants to contest it at least a little bit. Axis not quite giving up on this yet. The Gragas barrel did catch up Blitzcrank. He's running. If he can land that rocket grab onto Gragas, he might be in a lot of trouble. There it goes. Doesn't quite connect. But the blue team now with a positional advantage. But, you know, we've got 11 kills on the board for allies. But they're on the wrong people. They're on Shyvana, who has 5 kills. That's really nice. Oh, is she going to face check this? LeBlanc is sitting there, and with Poppy's help, they do get the first kill. Now Blitzcrank goes in. There's a silence. The death sentence lands onto him, but that's not the one you want. Beautiful explosive cast, though. Blitzcrank almost getting taken out. Yes, you will, by Caitlyn, but Gragas goes down in exchange. Now, in the top half of the jungle, we do have the fight between Kale and Zed. Zed actually flashes after it. Kale flashed away. One more hit is going to do the job. There was a heal actually letting Kale survive that. Now the slow is on. Zed still not landing his E. He's going to go down to Kale. Beautiful play out of Timsterio. Now around the dragon, we do have more fighting going down. The dragon going over to the blue team, but there was a death sentence. Caitlyn not following that up, and it does look like the blue team's going to be able to escape this.
That Timsterio Kale play was one for the highlight reels. That was some exceptional kiting right there. And I almost, whatever happened on the bottom of the half of the map was irrelevant in terms of skill compared to that Kale play. And oh, X Shepard pulls a yellow star in the river.
That is not supposed to happen. He gets a slowdown with the LeBlanc around. There's not much Thresh can do at this point. He does land the death sentence, but that's going to be another kill over to Twitch. What I wanted to mention earlier, the allies have 5 kills on Shyvana and 3 on Thresh. On the other side, there are 5 kills on Twitch, 4 on Zed, and 3 on LeBlanc. The kill placement on the team axis is perfect. They've got all their carries getting nice and fed this entire time, and it's going to make a huge impact as this game keeps progressing.
Oh, Killicast jukes out the explosive task.
What a dodge, but now Shyvana comes in. She does get knocked back by Poppy. Beautiful play on the protective duty there. She's probably going to go down. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Caitlyn going to go down to Twitch, and Poppy is still kiting Shyvana away from the tower again, knocks her back into the tower, is going to finally go down. Meanwhile, LeBlanc still trying to run away from Gragas. Twitch and Blitzcrank are coming back around. The Twitch's stealth gets right on top of Gragas. There's the Blade of the Ruin King active. Another barrel connects with LeBlanc. She has to be careful not to eat another one, or she might still go down. There goes the kill, though. Twitch going to pick that one up. Sadly, no assist for LeBlanc, but at least she survives. Now, Shyvana might be getting into trouble. Does get slowed, but no more going to happen there.
Yeah, not quite. I really liked Luke's body blocking of the body slam there. Since Gragas' body slam can't go through people, now Elia wants to go on to Grigney.
And he does with the spray and pray is on, but Twitch is around the corner. That death sentence does land, and now Twitch is in a whole lot of trouble. There's Blitzcrank finally coming in. The silence is down, but Shyvana able to run away. That poison still taking. Can Blitzcrank protect Twitch from Thresh? Twitch from Thresh is a weird thing to say. The ignite is down on Shyvana. That's going to pick up the kill, and now they can actually turn around. The death sentence landed onto Blitzcrank. That's not who they wanted. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Caitlyn takes out Zed once more for yet another kill.
Right, this has been so much action. The game just blew up here. We have 33 kills in the 19 minutes, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop, especially with Killicast picking up the Deathfire Grass, picking up a Needle Star Draw on top of that, and he catches Riot Chun.
Indeed, he does catch Riot Chun, and Riot Chun is going to get taken out in the top lane. There is Poppy, bigfatlp, trying to hunt down Timsterio. He's been chasing him since about the tier 1 tower, the top inner, and has not been able to get onto him, despite Kale trying to run away with about 5 HP. Now Elia is finding X Shepard, and Twitch has, Thresh has nowhere to go. Twitch going to take him out easily. That box still coming down. Actually, Elia going quite low, but is finally going to get taken out by that tower hit.
Yeah, Ellie is on fire right now. 8, 3, and 4 with that Blade of the Ruin King going to be a really powerful force. Bobkin XD might be caught, though. Oh, not quite.
Beautiful explosive cast, though, to knock back Blitzcrank, so he couldn't land that rocket grab, and that just prevented any further aggression. And at this point, we do have the couple of really big items already on all of these guys, and the team fights become more and more explosive.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen soon. I don't know how many teamfights we're going to see, though, as long as they keep on fighting separately like this. These has just been small skirmishes. Now Luke might be caught out.
And he does have to flash away. There's an ace in the hole coming in as well. He does take a lot of damage. Zed is around the corner, and it does look like Blitzcrank is going to go down here. Shyvana finally picking him up, going solo herself. The poison is still on her. That might be enough to finalize that kill. The spray and pray is onto Caitlyn and Gragas. There's a flash out of Caitlyn trying to get away. The kill onto Shyvana was there. The poison did that job, and there's the intervention on Kayle trying to stay alive. She does manage, but there are so many ults on her now. She goes down over to Poppy, and at this point, the blue team with a positional advantage. As you said, who knows how many team fights we see. It's small skirmishes that then develop with more and more people joining the fights. And so far, it does look like the blue team's generally being able to come out on top of those. They just are getting now the mid-outer tower, and Gragas sitting on the outside looking for something. Not going to get it, though.
Right, when you're playing with champions like Twitch, like LeBlanc, like Zed even, you want these small skirmishes where you can just take someone out and then wait for your cooldowns to turn back onto someone else, which is exactly what the allies have been able to pull off here. That's why they're 2,000 gold ahead. That's why they've gotten these kills. And, I mean, that's why Kayle walked in there into 4 enemy members through the Reckoning onto a minion and then just realized, oh shoot, I'm pretty screwed here. Even through the intervention, he got taken down. And now, Luke's looking for a catch in the bottom.
He does get death sentenced instead, the barrel coming back onto him, but he almost manages to land that rocket grab, just barely. Nice body slam away from Gragas. But at this point, you know, slowly, there's the kill and the gold advantage over to Team Axis, but they have to start transitioning that into map advantages. Zed almost gets himself caught out, has to flash away the explosive cast, gonna knock him back. That's gonna be a dead Zed.
Yeah, very dead Zed. Now Luke caught as well.
Death sentence over the wall, catching onto Luke, and he does get slowed down by the Reckoning as well. Is Kayle going to be able to pick this up? Yes, she will. Grog is actually taking that one away for the double kill on himself, and now it's a 5-3 advantage for the red team. Shyvana was pinging that Baron, but I don't think they're going to do that just yet. LeBlanc sitting on a ward, has to be very careful. There are 3 members chasing onto her, but Dragon isn't up for another 40 seconds. What are the red team going to do? Intervention instantly coming out as soon as LeBlanc jumped onto that.
Right, that was a nice use of the intervention just in case Killcast was going to try and one-shot him, since it's best used for burst instead of saving someone at low health, and so Killcast had to back off, took a bit of damage from Chun, and now won't be able to defend up this mid-turret too well since he's on such low health. Chun does have the range, is going to look to peg this down.
Ooh, there goes Killcast in there, very, very deep, super low. The ace in the hole coming out, that's going to be the first kill, and Shyvana now pretty low under that tower, has to get out though. Zed is coming around, does use the death mark onto Thresh, picks that kill up. Poppy, meanwhile, in the backline, is not going to be able to get onto Caitlyn. The nice rocket grab onto Kayle is going to finish off that kill. Now Blitzcrank still chasing. Caitlyn in a lot of trouble, does get knocked up. Nice explosive cast out of Gragas though, knocking aside the members of the blue team. That's going to be Caitlyn going down over to bigfatlp. That Poppy doing work by now as well. 3-3-5 with 87 CS. What is the blue team going to do with these advantages they keep grabbing? Still 2-3 in towers.
Right, the objectives really haven't been taken since there's been so much fighting. Elia might look for another snipe, but I don't think he can quite catch on the Grigny unless he stops for these double golems. No, it looks like he's going to play a little bit too safe for that.
Ooh! He actually turns around. Twitch has the chance, did miss the poison cast though, so that's not going to work out this time around. Now, together with Zed, they're pushing down onto this top lane. And as strong as they are right now with that Blade of the Ruined King and the Static Shiv on Twitch and a Blade of the Ruined King plus the Tiamat on Zed, they're just so powerful they can almost 2v2 anyone on the entire enemy team.
Yeah, they have so much power between them, and even though there's kind of a lot of AD on this team, LeBlanc is so strong at this point in the game, doesn't quite have the either the Sonya's Hourglass or their Abaddon's Death Cap that she might go for, but still has enough to be able to take out Riot Chun pretty quickly and burst down Tim Stereo if he's not quick enough with the Reckoning or with the intervention. And with that silence, that can actually really limit Kayle's ability to throw down the intervention in a fight, which is why I really like LeBlanc's, just taking this chance to wait in the bush, try and catch someone out, because it could make it a 5v4 very easily.
Yeah, but with that huge wave in the bottom lane, the red team is going to make the call to go for the Dragon. It's going to be another uncontested one. I mean, Poppy's around the corner, but there's nothing she can do. Dragon goes down so quickly. And I mean, LeBlanc was up around the Baron pit, trying to clear a ward there. Now Shyvana goes in. The Talisman of Ascension is used. There was the Blade of the Ruined King active, though, out of Shyvana. And Poppy might be getting herself caught here. Another barrel goes down. Nice rocket grab on Kayle over the wall, and that's actually Kayle going down with the help of LeBlanc. Now, can they get onto Poppy? No, they cannot. The ace in the hole still coming out. That's going to get intercepted by Blitzcrank. Beautiful defensive play, and Zed comes into the backline, gets the deathmark down onto Caitlyn. She's going very low. Gragas was taken out, and here goes Zed picking up another 2 kills for himself. LeBlanc picked up Gragas as well, and that's going to be a 4-for-0 trade off of initiation of a red team.
Right, that was so powerful. What we talked about earlier, the silences coming out from not only LeBlanc but Blitzcrank, keeping the intervention from ever being popped, and then the absolute AoE wombo combo. Like you said, these two members could pretty much duel anyone. That was Elia and Aerodactyl coming out huge in that fight with so much damage. Elia was walking around amid the entire enemy team, and definitely paid off. Now this looks like it's going to be a Baron for the allies, for the Axis. Sorry.
The Axis is getting pretty low off of this, but they should be able to do so quite safely. There it goes down the Baron, and now they're just going to push back that wave in the top lane, and the red team has to be very careful. LeBlanc goes in, does take quite a chunk of damage though, or is actually still just very low from the Baron. He's going to stay safe. The Distortion getting herself out once more. It's just so mean. LeBlanc is always so dodgy. Can never land the death sentences on her.
Yeah, it's very difficult with that distortion, and he's done a good job of getting away. Only died 3 times this game while picking up 6 kills. He's now going to go back to buy. These are some pretty high gold totals: 1,500 on LeBlanc and another 1,000 there on Twitch. They do lose their inner turret.
Ooh, Poppy and Twitch catching out Caitlyn though, and that's going to be a kill. Now they're pushing down onto that top inner. They just lost their middle inner turret, which was a really nice move from the red team. They called out, hey, they don't have enough guys on defensive duty, we can take that out. But after that kill on Caitlyn in the top lane, the blue team just going to respond in time. Axis taking out the top inner, but there's Kayle fighting Poppy now in the jungle. Look at Poppy's damage. She almost takes out Kayle. The intervention was there, so Poppy backed off for the time being. Is Kayle going to be able to escape? Maybe, but meanwhile in the top lane, Thresh went down to Twitch. There's a flash ultimate out of Blitzcrank. That's going to be another kill. And now the red team is just decimated. Still 3 members down. Caitlyn only just respawning. Here's the fight. Shyvana going in with that Dragon's Descent. LeBlanc still under the tower tanking that up, but there was the Locket of the Iron Solari going to keep her safe at the time being. Poppy also very low. Graga sitting on the outside. There's the Ace in the hole actually landing onto LeBlanc, and that's probably going to stop the siege for the time being. No, they go on to Caitlyn. 90 caliber net, keeping her safe at the time being. There's the Blade of the Ruin King active onto Twitch, but the spray and pray comes out and does so much damage. Look at this. He's tanking up the tower and almost killing the enemies, but there's the explosive cast from the backline. Not before he picks up Caitlyn, but at least they get the kill back. Gragas now with a double kill. There comes Zed, picks up the return kill onto Gragas. Now they have to try and get away. Zed is going to stay alive and only Thresh there at the tower right now, but they have to get out before Shyvana and Kayle turn up to make this into more kills. The rocket grab lands, so they do pick up the kill onto Thresh, but now it's going to get turned around. There's a speed boost onto Shyvana. She's going to pick up one. Is she going to be able to chase onto Zed as well? The Blade of the Ruin King out of Zed is going to slow her down a decent bit, so I think both Poppy and Zed should be able to escape, maybe. Poppy's
I'm
still in
putting your
danger.
play-by-play skills to the test here. Let's see if the fight ever stops. I think Grigney will eventually stop chasing on. Won't get that Dragon's Descent for quite a while, and Big Fat LP has the movement speed buff, and so finally we'll skip aside. No, Tim Stereo doesn't want to give up. He's going to try and cut off Big Fat LP, but he doesn't quite catch on to him.
Yeah, not quite working out there. Zed, meanwhile, in the bottom lane, just clearing that out. So, at this point, we have a 6,000 gold lead over to the blue team, and they finally got some towers. Now 3-4. So overall, still down in map pressure just because they haven't been down to that bottom lane at all. They haven't put on any sort of pressure, and with Zed finally moving down there, that might be the 4th tower, evening out that advantage. But overall, now the blue team, I think, is powerful enough. They got that Death Cap on LeBlanc as well. They've got a Last Whisper, plus another almost completed Infinity Edge onto Twitch. They have to start making this count now and just push the game to an end. Because if they get engaged on, if they go for a bad team fight, Zed actually goes in with a Death Mark, goes back out with a Shadow. LeBlanc around the corner doesn't manage to pick up the kill onto Gragas either. Now Kayle actually tries to turn it around, does a huge amount of damage. There's the intervention. The Blitzcrank ultimate not doing much, but Twitch is around the side. They're going to pick up one kill. Can they get onto Gragas as well? Poppy sitting around the side. The ward goes over the rocket grab, not quite landing. Now Big Fat LP going in there, puts down the ultimate, not before taking a decent chunk of damage. Now goes under the tower, doesn't take any sort of damage. The flash out of Gragas. Big Fat LP, you're going to go down no matter what you do. There's the ultimate gone. Now you take damage again, not even going to get Gragas. But meanwhile, the bottom inner tower went down. They're pushing onto this inhibitor tower now.
We'll see if his sacrifice was worth it, but the Dragon's Descent comes out from Grigney.
Shyvana going very deep. They're doing a lot of damage to LeBlanc, and that's going to be the kill there with the ace in the hole. Twitch from the back line, actually, to manage to get all the way around. Does a lot of damage to Caitlyn, but is going to get taken out by Shyvana on the retreat. Gragas doing a lot of damage to him as well. Now Zed trying to escape from this nice rocket grab, getting Gragas onto the wrong trail. Now can Zed stand against these other two members? He almost gets Thresh. Almost that Ignite is still ticking. That's one kill. Can he also take down Shyvana? Shyvana's so strong at this point. So many items. And Blitzcrank still getting chased by Gragas. That's going to be finalized right there. Now, can Zed escape? Because Kayle is back. They're trying to get onto him. There's the heal out of Kale with a speed buff. There's actually Gragas with another beautiful explosive cast, 500 gold shutdown onto him for a double kill overall.
Man, it's solo queue, so I don't think we're ever going to see a stop to this fighting. And that was a good return from the allies to actually come out with quite a few kills off of that push. Part of it was due to bigfatlp with a really unfortunate dive that was very unnecessary. It did open up the inner turret for them, but due to their gold advantage, they probably could have taken it anyway. Now they will be down for a little bit longer, can't push that advantage, will give the allies a bit of a chance to make that back up, and they're looking to buy their items as well. Tim Stereo, does have his Gnasher's Tooth and his Lich Bane for a nice amount of auto attack damage. Bobkin picking up that Zhonya's Hourglass on top of all of his AP. Really going to be strong in that, and it'll really deflect a lot of the purpose of Aerodactyl in those fights. He'll have to choose another target, and with the intervention and a Zhonya's, it's going to be hard for Aerodactyl to find a target.
I really like what the red team is doing here as well, finally going for that dragon, because it is worth a lot more gold as the game goes on. So it's the best chance at getting back into this, and with the kills they've gotten recently, the blue team was not in a position to defend that. Baron is back in 1.5 minutes, so it was a completely free dragon. That's a nice amount of gold back in their favor, and if they can stall this out a little bit longer, they have a very nice chance. Another rocket grab missing, so the red team still has a very real chance of coming back in this. It's only a little bit less than 5,000 gold. That's nothing at the 31-minute mark.
Right, we'll see if history will repeat itself and the allies will reign victorious, or if the Axis maybe can take this one. Shun caught out there with the slow.
And so much damage instantly onto him. That poison might even still be enough. Thresh also getting very low, but that static shift not quite enough. Now Zed going in onto Kale. Nice explosive cast. Kale still very low though. That intervention not going to be enough to save her. Now Shyvana goes in there. LeBlanc really low, gets out of the fight though. And the Randuin's Omen not going to be enough. There's Shyvana going down, and Gragas gets hooked in by a beautiful hook of Blitzcrank. That's going to be another kill over to the blue team. And all of a sudden, he still takes down Blitzcrank. Nice job. But overall, this is once again now the advantage back in favor of the blue team, and they're going to keep pushing this.
Oh, I almost thought that would be the goal right through the entire team. Shun going to try and mount his defense, but with the tankiness from bigfatlp, and they said, oh!
Wow! Nice kill, and here's Thresh back for another kill. Now that's 2 people down. Poppy goes down as well. This is not looking good for the blue team. They're throwing this. Axis, what are you doing? Thresh still chasing on to Zed. I don't think that's a target he can take on, but this might be Baron over to the red team because it's up in just 6 seconds.
Yeah, allies are pinging on there. They either want to go for this inhibitor turret or the Baron, and with the distance they have to travel for that turret, it looks like they're actually going to go for this. Grigny just popped up, so he should be able to get there in time, and there's still some pretty long respawn timers. bigfatlp, the smite here on the Axis team, won't be up for another 20 seconds, so it looks like this might actually be a really good opportunity. I'm not sure Aerodactyl can quite get in there for the contest.
I mean, he can try taking out Ryujin on the outside, but Kale is around. That intervention is available as well, and Kale actually turns around, does a nice little bit of damage. Now, Blitzcrank and Zed are the only ones around there, and the entire Allies team is there to take down this Baron. That's going to be very nice for them. And level out that gold advantage a little bit more, shorten it down to around 5,000. And while the blue team has managed to get a couple more towers, this just opens up more and more possibilities of a comeback because Kale scales incredibly well, and so do most of the other members on the Allies team.
Yeah, Kale hasn't had the best time this game. 2-9-5, not quite showing her power through the score, but will be looking to get bigger. Like you said, going to scale up very well. And while Aerodactyl scales well as he's a little bit more counterable since, like we talked about, there is the Zhonya's. We could even see the Mercurial Scimitar come out from Ryujin after he finishes up this last Whisper, which might really deflect a lot of this damage coming out from the Axis.
I would definitely like that Mercurial Scimitar to get himself out of both the Twitch Poison, the Twitch Slow, and of course that Death Mark out of Zed. But for now, there's a Death Push. LeBlanc catching out Kale and explodes her. So much damage with that Deathfire Grasp. Now Thresh walking into Twitch as well. He's going to get taken out for sure. That's going to be the kill, even despite the explosive cask. So the red team kind of throwing away their advantage by just getting too far out of their base, not being grouped up, and now the blue team pushing down on this top lane. Zed already there. Is Ryujin going to be able to make anything happen? Zed goes very low, goes under the tower with that Death Mark, goes super low, but is able to get escape. Now bigfatlp going into the enemy base, does pick up Ryujin on the back of that. Now in the jungle, they're still fighting. Zed was able to survive. Shyvana maybe able to get herself caught out here. The rocket grab was there. The power fist was there as well. Now she was knocked up. Zed going very low. May get his Guardian Angel proc. There it is. And Shyvana actually flashing over the wall. LeBlanc following that up. Poppy, meanwhile, trying to take out Gragas. Twitch is there as well, but the Zonius comes out, so he's going to be safe. Shyvana did manage to escape, but that's going to be the kill onto Gragas. Right now, so many members down for the red team. Here goes Kale onto bigfatlp, does manage to pick up that kill, is going to get taken out in return. Now Shyvana is back trying to defend. There's still 3 members of the red team down for 20 plus seconds. Gragas and Kale even over 40.
Alex Shepard is back here. He might be looking for the death sentence. Oh, nice grab in from Blitzcrank.
Yeah, instead the rocket grab comes around, but Shyvana still surviving. Another nice death sentence onto Aerodactyl, onto that tower. Blitzcrank goes down, and Aya is tanking up that tower, has to get out. Took a huge amount of damage, so the tower goes down, but they're not going to be able to do anything more. Zed's still trying to take out that inhibitor, but that's dangerous. Raichun is back up, as are Shyvana and Thresh, but they're still around. He's still trying to escape with a shadow now, but the ace in the hole is coming out onto LeBlanc. Not quite enough damage, but so close. Now Twitch actually going in there. Is he going to be able to pick up the kill? He walks right past Thresh, is looking for Raichun. There he goes with the poison cast, flashes onto her, the Blade of the Ruined King, the death sentence misses. He has the barrier as well, does pick up the kill. Now Zed on the backlines is going on to Thresh. He's gonna be able to pick up that kill with the death mark, and Gragas picked up the return onto Twitch. Wow, what a fight.
Killicast came back in, just I guess to try to backdoor the inhibitor, but fell to Tim Stereo, and now Aerodactyl is caught out.
Yeah, Shyvana going to be able to chase him down. There's not much that Zed can do. Can he get over the wall? Yes, he can actually after life stealing off of the Wraiths, so he's going to be safe for the time being, but there's a burnout. Shyvana catching up slowly, but surely she does land the Flame Breath and almost can catch up. There's another burnout now. Is she going to be able to? Nice shadow jump over the wall once more, and here's Blitzcrank to try and protect his teammate, but Kale comes around, does a nice amount of damage onto Blitzcrank, is going to back off as well, though. That's a little bit risky. Dragon is back up in 15 seconds. That's probably going to be the target for the red team here once more.
I'm surprised to see a retreat ping coming out here from the allies because it shows a lot more self-control than anyone's displayed so far this game. The gold's getting pretty high here, 71,000 there on the axis, so we're getting some nice items. Twitch has picked up a Banshee's Veil on top of his already complete AD carry build, and he's doing such massive damage. That's one of the most fearsome things, is when you have a fed enemy Twitch. Although he's not currently, the most meta AD carry, he can pop out from anywhere, throw that Blade of the Ruined King on you, and then crit you to death, which we've seen so many times. Tin Stereo taking a lot of damage.
And that was a beautiful play by bigfatlp, stunning him into the tower base. Meanwhile, Zed solo Dragon, but now Poppy might be in a little bit of danger. Grigney's still fighting that out, but here's the rest of the blue team. Caitlyn is off in the side lane farming. Raichu not with his team. There's the spray and pray. Now Shyvana getting hooked back. There's a lantern. She's not able to take it. Uses the Dragon's Descent over the wall, trying to get away from this. Twitch was caught out, and there he actually should go down. He does in the end. LeBlanc trying to pick up a return kill onto Thresh, not quite able to do so. Shyvana still sitting on the outskirts, maybe looking to re-engage here, does decide to back off, wisely so, because I don't think she would have been able to do anything more there.
And in the end, that was a 4 versus 5 since Raichun was disconnected for that fight. And so, I mean, a good defense there from the allies, just keeping their base alive for now. Killicast wants to take out someone if he can, but I don't know that he can find the assassination here. He doesn't have a lot of health.
He could try to go for Raichun, but I think Caitlyn's gonna be okay, just backing off right there, almost on top of Ward, but LeBlanc did not move, wants to keep sitting and wait and looking for that assassination target. Baron is back up in 1 minute and 45 seconds, so that's gonna be the next huge objective on this map that everyone wants to go for. She may go for this Caitlyn this time around. She knows she's there. There was that Ward, but instead decides to recall, so just a lot of time wasted, and the red team decides to call this bluff and just barrels down mid lane. They want to get that inhibitor down before Baron comes up.
Right, if they can get that inhibitor, then that'll put a lot of pressure here, or at least return some of the pressure that's already on the allies right here. Now, they're actually going to ping down here onto Zed, who might be caught in a rough spot if they can close onto him.
Poppy in the jungle actually completely out of position. The wall hits her as well. That ultimate keeping herself for so long. Shepard almost goes down. Is he? Yes, he's still going to be killed. Now Kale got hooked over the wall. There she's going pretty low. LeBlanc is around as well. That's a kill onto Kale by Twitch. It's a 2-for-1 right now. There's another kill onto Caitlyn right now. Shyvana trying to get out of this. The nice rocket grab gets her back though. Twitch picking up that kill, and only Gragas left alive for the allies, and Axis could push for the win here. They've got that middle inhibitor exposed, and with someone like Blitzcrank being pretty tanky at this point, they could even try to get one of those Nexus towers.
Right? I would like to see them at least take out the inhibitor right now, but no one's quite pushing in there. But Elias should be able to take it out himself. Bobkin's going to do his best to defend this out. Killicast has a lot of damage. Doesn't have the Deathfire Grasp put yet, but might not need it. The Bladed Ruin King is up for Elias, so Bobkin has to be careful, and he will back off of this one.
Wisely so. The worst thing that could happen right now is for him to die and they still lose the inhibitor and they're going to take it down. The top one, of course, is exposed as well, so they're just going to rotate right up there. This could be 2 inhibitors down in favor of Team Axis, and they are going to get it. And now they're finally going to back off. Baron is up in 10 seconds. They can just rotate right around there and pick up the next big objective on this map.
It would be nice. They have some pretty high health bars, except on Luke, who has to be careful. I'm not sure he can stick with the team. So, if they do recall here, that might be the allies going for the counter Baron. Grigny is up now, just respawned, and no one's quite going for it yet.
Oh, Twitch is looking for the kill onto Bobkin, and he is going to go onto him. Meanwhile, in the backline, LeBlanc getting shredded by Caitlyn. So close, but now Zed goes onto Caitlyn, almost gets that kill. The Deathmark gonna pop. He's going to be able to pick up that kill. Now Zed, he gets caught by a Death Sentence, does still have his Guardian Angel as well, though. He's going around the corner. Twitch manages to get a double kill onto both Gragas and Kiel. Zed still trying to run away, has that Guardian Angel still up. And here's Blitzcrank coming in for the save. The rest of the blue team closing in as well. LeBlanc solo is going to get taken out by Shepard, but that's another kill onto them. Shyvana, once again, the only remaining member for the red team, and now with the minions in the mid lane, that inhibitor down, the super minions there as well, this could finally be the blue team closing it out. Zed and Twitch are rushing down that mid lane, while Shyvana is just kept busy by Poppy. They're fighting. Is Poppy going to be able to pick up another kill? She's going solo. It's going to be coming down to the last hit. She's going to be safer now. Nope. She goes down in the end.
Walks onto
so
the
close.
burnout.
Yeah, she walked onto the burnout, but that's the Nexus Tower is going down, and the Nexus is gonna follow in just a second. After over 41 minutes, 56 to 39 kills, the blue team actually peeling off, trying to go for that kill. You know, Caitlyn's up in 6 seconds. She could still defend this minion wave.
I don't believe so. It's going so low, and they still have a Fed Twitch there. But it looks like on Summoner's Rift, we've rewritten history. All right, Chunder grabbed in, and he gets taken down just before the Nexus falls. But the Axis coming out ahead.
Wow, after 41 minutes and 35 seconds, 58 kills to 39, with a nice 12,000 gold lead, 10 towers to 4. Just a dominating performance, 24-8-14 on that Twitch. He made it happen throughout the entire game, and the 15-5-10 on Zed is not to be neglected either. This was just an overall well-played game by the blue team, grabbing early advantages and then converting those into objectives throughout the later parts of the game.
All right, very well played to Big Fat LP and crew here. And thank you very much for casting with me today, Goose the Gray.